Okay, I guess that's enough clarity. Maybe need a little bit more light. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about me and the easiest thing not to talk about. But in any case, the whole point to this video is about singing. I started singing back when the pandemic first started in February of 2021. Before that, I probably never sang before, except for those things when you have productions when you're a kid. I think I was about 8 years old the last time I sang some Christmas song or something like that as part of this group thing that they always do during school years, your elementary school years. Well, anyway, I'm going to be rambling a bit here because I have to make this video 15 minutes long. I had never tried that before. Normally I get on for 5 minutes, I'm gone. But to make a point, I'm going to try to make this video a little bit longer, be a little bit more demonstrative about what I'm talking about. At the age of 62, I decided that, this pandemic was going to be really boring if I didn't find something to do. Especially since I had just the year before retired from work, so I already had nothing to do. To find more of nothing to do was like very hard. So the first thing I did was I did as all kids do. I bought myself a guitar, my first guitar. This little thing here. And the reason I bought the guitar because I live here in Berlin and I have a few acquaintances and friends that play guitars. They're buskers. Yeah, they go on the street and they play music and they sing. Well, even the year before the pandemic started, the busker life in Berlin kind of shriveled up to nothing. New licensing laws and regulations and gentrification had shrunken the busking, what do you call it, genre away from Berlin, from the more popular spaces that you would normally hear this type of music, just someone playing a guitar and singing. And they kind of got pushed out into the outer edges of Berlin, so you can't hear them anymore. Well, being in the middle of Berlin, I want to hear my friends sing. Well, I couldn't talk them into coming back to the center, so I decided to do something. I'm bored, I have nothing to do. Pandemic, retirement. Hey, friends who busk, buy a guitar and learn how to play. That way, you can play your own music, and you don't have to wait for your friends to do it for you. So I started playing the guitar, and this was hard for me because my mind doesn't really grasp the traditional way of learning things. Learning a song from end to end, note for note, is not something I can do. It's not part of my personality. So my guitar playing went from learning how to play the guitar to kind of just syncopation, rhythm. And as part of that, I found that it was easy for me to get through a song as a rhythm section, and I thought, okay, well, maybe I can sing to this, because if I don't have to go note for note and copy whatever I hear on the radio or my music player, then maybe I can actually sing a little bit. Well, the thing is, I didn't know how to sing, not even one note. So the first thing I did was I did what I promised myself I would never do, and that was to start karaoke. I downloaded a karaoke app, Star Maker, and I picked my favorite song that I always thought I could sing. The song that you always sing in your head and no one's around, or the song that you hum to yourself when everybody's around. And that was Desperado by the Eagles. And so I sang that song, and then I thought, okay, that wasn't so bad, but you really do need to learn some more. So subsequently, a few YouTube videos later, I will try and attach a copy of this first song I ever made on Star Maker to this right at this. But right now, I'm going to just kind of sing a little bit because I have to fill in this thing in. So, well, let's do some Christmas songs. And I'm going to do this a cappella because of copyright infringement and all that. I want this video to get out to people that are my age without having to deal with a bunch of rigmarole and what they do about copyright infringement. So I'm just going to, let's see, let's try Winter Wonderland. And you can see that my voice is kind of raspy. It's 5 o'clock in the morning here, and my voice is kind of raspy. I have a little congestion in my nose. I do smoke a little bit now and again. So, yeah. Let's just take this from the top. Winter Wonderland. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight. Walking in a winter wonderland. Gone away is the bluebird. Here to stay is the new bird. To sing a love song while we stroll along. Walking in the winter wonderland. Okay, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about is vocal range, because a lot of times people start talking, the first thing that I had to get out of my head was this thing about being a baritone. My normal speaking voice, my low speaking voice, my descriptive speaking voice is very low. My demonstrative voice is fairly high pitched. It's like this. it's so what I had to do is kind of reconcile these differences that I was normally never really aware of, that I spoke in a low and baritonish way when I was speaking slowly and more detailed, and the difference between that and telling a story. When you're telling a story to someone, your voice is always a little bit, a tinge higher pitched. And you can tell the difference when I'm describing something to you, my voice goes down low. And when I start saying, yeah, I love this, and my voice goes up high. Well, it took me a while to start hearing that. So now I have my baritone, which is, I've been practicing a little bit with keeping my head voice, which thanks to a lot of YouTube videos, I have to thank those people for showing me how to get a head voice, because that was one of the hardest things for me, to be able to accept the fact that my head voice was octaves higher than my low speaking voice. It's just so hard for people to hear that and accept that their voices are real. Yes, there's nothing stopping you as a baritone from hitting a F4, a H4 high note, or singing like Mariah Carey, because when your natural speaking voice, when you're speaking, your speaking voice is that high pitched. You just have to learn how to get at it, control it. And then you can do this subharmonic, this Joff Castellucci thing with your baritone. Start studying your subharmonics and get all way down there. And you can start to do things like in the middle, we can build a snowman. Oh, we will pretend that he's Parson Brown. We'll say, are you married? You'll say, no man. That you can do the job when you're in town. When you're younger, people tell you, oh, you're a baritone. They immediately pigeonhole you and they put you in. But I've learned since then that you don't have to accept this natural baritone. You can, just use your happy voice. And then, and the happy voice, let's try a different song for the happy voice. And the happy voice is one that is a little bit higher toned. And he said, I'm dreaming of white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten, and the children listen to hear the sleigh bells in the snow. Oh, the snow. Okay, so that is one of the things that it took me a while to get at, is to be able to get control of that pitchiness, to actually use the pitchiness that I was hearing and grab hold of it and get control of it. And then suddenly my voice became operatic. I don't know what the hell happened, but for some reason, having control of those higher tones brings this, and then it became this second stage of non-acceptance, that even though I had got control over this, did I really want to sing like that? I mean, that was like Doris Day high, and I like, whoa, I'm not sure I can really control that for a whole song. And it's hard to do that, but even at a later age in life, everyday practice still works. You always tell the kids, you gotta practice every day, you gotta practice every day, but as you get older, I'll do it, maybe not. But the one thing that happened was I became enamored with being able to sing at least one Eagles song. So, I just would sing that song and then try and sing in different ways until I finally found one way that kind of matched the pitchiness and everything else. And that's why my voice has, I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes I have this rise and fall and stuff, because I'm not aiming for perfection. I actually kind of like this weird pitchiness to my voice sometimes, and so I actually have learned to use it to turn it on and off. Well, anyway, at that point, I'm just gonna leave you with a little song, and then I'm gonna shut this down because I think we're getting very close to the 15-minute mark. We have silent holy night. All is calm, and all is bright. Round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Oh, sleep in heavenly peace. Okay, yeah. Till next time. Maybe I'll do more